All right, let's call our meeting for November 4th to order. We'll start with the roll call. Ms. Amanda?
Ms. Abrams? Here. Mr. Anthony?
Here.
Ms. Dominguez?
Present.
Mr. Duncan?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Piazza?
Here.
Ms. Richards?
Present.
Mr. Toller? Mr. Westmoreland?
Present.
All right, this time, please join us by standing. I'm going to ask Mr. Duncan if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Item C, consider approval of the board minutes from the October 21st Hampton Parish School Board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Westmoreland, seconded by Mr. Anthony, to accept the minutes. Any questions? Public input? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, consider approval from the Capital Outlay Committee minutes from October 21st. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. President, I motion to adopt administration, but pull item A and let us vote on that separately.
Item A is which?
It should be all Phase 3 projects.
I'd like to make amendment to that motion and take out
Let's get a second on, let me just keep track of this, because y'all have, okay. Item A is which?
It should be all Phase 3 projects, so it lumped together A, B, C, D, when Mr.
Your motion is to table it, or what?
Table, yes, sir.
Table it to the next meeting?
Well, his motion right now is to consider A from that report separately and to approve the rest of the report.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion right now is to consider A separately. And I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Ms. Rose.
And I would like to make an amendment to that.
Okay,
I would like to pull out Sumner High School and Laranja High School from that and vote on it separately.
Sumner and.
Not Laranja, Sumner and Independence.
That appears to be item B and J.
Item B and J.
I'm sorry. Scratch that. I'm looking, when you say Sumner, you're talking about the Sumner Middle School Gymnasium?
And Independence High School Gymnasium.
So a point of order on that would be, I think to get to Ms. Abrams' motion, we first need to do
No,
what he's asking.
No, we can vote on it this way. Amended, I already looked it up.
But I don't know how you can do it when they're all lumped into one unit already.
It's one vote. But you can separate it out after we pull those all out. But his motion is, to first go ahead and approve everything that doesn't include the agenda item related to.
Which is not including those yet, Rob.
Right. Yeah.
Approve everything else, but then we can get.
Yeah, then you can pull it out of that separate one.
All right.
Let's vote on the motion to approve everything except out of A.
From the report.
Yes, and we have a second on that. And then we still have to address those items, right?
Yes.
Everything.
And we do have public input on this item, is that correct?
Just vote on.
You want to talk before?
Well, his is the one that we're going to take after we do this.
Okay, so we'll do it then, Mr. Okay.
Second? Who's second? The
Rose.
motion to approve everything?
Rose.
Okay, got it.
So this is the motion to approve everything except item A. And we'll pull that out and discuss that separately. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, call for a vote.
Ms. Abrams?
No.
Mr. Anthony?
I'd like to clarify that a yes vote is to table everything except item A.
No.
Can somebody?
Everything except.
To approve
We're not
everything, but
considering
We're
it.
just approving the rest of the capital outlay committee,
Okay.
except we still have to talk about the capital.
Gotcha. Well, if that's the case, I'll be a yes for that.
Ms. Dominguez?
yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
No.
Mr. Piazza,
Yes.
Ms. Richards,
No.
Mr. Toller,
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, so everything is approved except item A. Now, on to item A. Do I hear an amendment on item A before we approve item A?
Yes, I would like to amend it to exclude Independence High School gym and Sumner gym.
That appears to be items B and E, is that
B
correct?
B and E.
So you want
Yes.
to pull those items out and vote on them separately,
Yes,
as far as approving what was done at the Capital Outlay Committee
exactly.
for item B as in boy and E as in echo.
Yes.
So your motion, if I can clarify, your motion would approve and move forward the design for all of the projects related to getting rid of portable buildings, and then we would vote separately on the Sumner Gym and the
No,
Independence Gym?
what I'm wanting to do is agree with Joey to table everything that we did on the committee meeting that
Are
night.
you making a motion to table it?
So you want to table
Nobody has
everything
made a
except
Except, yeah,
B and E?
yes,
Okay, but then it's not an amendment then, it's a motion
It's a motion.
to approve all items except items B and E. And then
Right.
we'll address those separately.
Just to
Exactly.
approve them or to table?
She's saying table those other projects, but
Right.
not Independence
To
and
table.
Sumner.
So
Yes.
can I, before we do that, can I ask Mrs. Abrams, so I would like the motion to table all phase 3 until after the retreat. So we got 2 weeks.
I understand that, and
Final
that's
board.
exactly what we talked about that day that we did this. And we all agreed on voting all of this through. Every one of us voted on that, so I don't see what the difference is now. Why can't, the only reason that I did that is because I wanted to make sure Independence and Sumner would be able to get moving forward with their gyms that they want. So if the whole reason behind this is to table these things so we can see if we have the money or if we see we have the means to do this, we can go ahead and approve these two things, and the rest of them, then we'll discuss if we should move forward with that. These two gyms we all know need to be done, so I don't see any reason in waiting for another week until we have this till we have this retreat. I want to make a motion that we do it this way.
So, but my only rebuttal there is there's other things on that list that need to be
There's
discussed.
always going to be something on that list that goes before Independence. Always.
Is there a
Hold on.
second to?
Hold up. Hold on. Motion. I got the floor. Okay, first we got public input. I'm gonna call public input up. Go ahead, come on, Mr. Wright. State your name for the record.
Thank you, Mr. President. John Polito, Independence. Last capital outlay meeting, October 21st, y'all voted to move on with the design of these projects. Now, school board member doesn't get his way, you want to table it. Okay? You want to table it. Y'all all sit on the capital outlay committee. So why are you going to table moving forward the designs? They lost the vote. It was 6-3. That's not how this works. Okay? Let's move on with these projects. Because every time you turn around, somebody don't get their way, they're going to come back and want to not adopt the minutes. I'm appalled. I'm disappointed. Okay? Just like I told y'all last meeting, y'all took a school from us, Independence Middle, and turned it to Career Center. I'm all for the Career Center. Okay? You cannot do this. Okay? Cannot do it. Y'all voted already 6-3 to move on with the design of these projects. Now you want to not adopt the minutes and go into the retreat and move certain projects off your list. And Independence being one of them. You need to vote and move forward with these projects. Because you're going to send the wrong message to the taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I
Yeah.
respond?
Well, we don't respond to public input.
Can I make a clerical?
But let me, I will say this. Well, go ahead.
So-
Quickly.
Yes. So the reason for the table is not to eliminate one project or the other. It is so this board can be very responsible with taxpayer money instead of paying for designs that this board has yet to discuss any project. not one, not over the other, any of these phase 3 projects, have we not been talked about any data, any growth in those areas, how much it's going to cost, what architects we're going to use, if any money is going to be brought somewhere? I don't know about anybody else, but this board is responsible for taxpayer money. And if we sit up here and we just vote to move things forward without looking at the data, without looking at the designs, without looking at discussion between board members on what they need in their areas, what are we doing up here?
Right.
All I'm asking for is a reasonable table for us to be able to come together as a board, discuss the data, which is all what we've seen on the retreat, which is an open meeting, and come together as a board and make a plan forward with all of these projects, some of these projects, more projects that are added, who knows?
Right.
But we can get the data. It's responsible to taxpayer money. I know at the last meeting they said, oh, it's only going to cost a few $1,000s. That's $1,000-something of taxpayer money that we didn't get to spend correctly because we didn't look at.
Okay. Mr. Duncan?
So, y'all said we don't respond to general public input. We do respond to public input on things that we are voting on. And so I would just want to correct Mr. Polit's misunderstanding about how our process works. When we approve committee reports at a full board meeting, it is designed to give the general public, that's different than approving minutes. When we approve minutes, we are certifying that what happened at a prior board meeting is properly recorded in the minutes. When we approve a committee report, what we're doing is giving the public 2 opportunities for a public hearing on items that we are taking action on, right? So we have a committee where we talk about it. The committee recommends to the full board what they think the full board should do. Then we have another public hearing that's scheduled and noticed, and we give the public another opportunity to come and give public input, and then the board takes final action. So that's what's happening here with the capital outlay report. We had a committee that made a recommendation to the full board, and the full board tonight has to decide whether we are approving that committee's recommendation. He makes a fair point, though, that we fully debated this question at our committee meeting as a full committee or as a full board, because the capital outlay committee is a committee of the whole. And so I don't know where we are now, right, with a motion. Do we have a motion?
The motion right now is to table all items except B and E for 2 weeks.
But did Ms. Abrams have a second to her motion to pull?
We didn't get that far
I
yet.
haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
So we don't have an item to consider right now. Ms. Abrams does not have a second.
Yes. Mr. Anthony, second.
Mr. Anthony seconded.
Yes. So right now we have a motion on the floor to table for 2 weeks, not indefinitely, not taking things off the list. To
Okay.
table for 2 weeks. Everything except item B and E. With a second.
So my position is that the same as I stated we either move them all forward or we move
That's what got
none
us
of
in
them
the
forward.
situation before, Brett. That is
Well,
exactly what got us in.
And I'm still in the position where I'm ready to move them all forward.
And look.
Why are we going to spend all of that money? This is what y'all did us last week. Why are we going to put ourselves in doing all of these projects when there's only 2 that we really know or that we want to move forward? Most of us, 6 of us did, that we want to move forward. Why can't we just talk about the other ones at our meeting and move these 2 forward? Mr. McNeely, how much is it going to cost us to start these projects just in the talk stage of it?
So the next step would be for us to go out for RFQs for those architects.
And what is that going to cost us, Mr. McNeely?
Advertising.
Advertising, that's it. Okay, so it's not going to cost us anything but advertising.
Let me reel it back in real quick, okay? Just to try to get this to some type of movement here. In the next 2 weeks, it's very unlikely that we're going to spend any money on design fees of any of these projects. I understand the notion of not wanting to stop momentum with certain projects if that's what the board wishes. That's why we have 9 people up here, and we will vote, and we will go with the majority of that vote. But right now, let's get back to the here and now. Our motion right now is to table all items except B and E. I have a second on the floor. Is there any discussion about tabling these items for 2 weeks. Not about what we want to build, not about how much it costs.
Table?
This is a motion to table
Except
all except
B and E.
for.
All
the-
except B and E.
The gym
Can I motion
projects.
can I motion to table all items for 2 weeks?
You already did, and she.
Well, you'd have to-
No, she-
We just voted on it.
You have to do a substitute motion to her motion to add in B and E.
I would like to substitute motion.
We have a motion to do a substitute motion to add B
Do them
and
all.
E. Do I hear a second on the substitute motion?
Second.
We have a second on the substitute motion to add B and E, which the motion then would be to table all items for 2 weeks.
Call the question on
The
her motion.
question's been called for. Ms. Amanda, please do a roll call vote.
2 weeks.
If the substitute motion fails, we go back to the original motion.
Ms. Abrams?
No.
Mr. Anthony?
No.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
No.
Mr. Moore?
No.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
No.
Mr. Toller?
No.
Mr. Westmoreland?
No.
Okay, motion fails. We go back to the original motion, which is to table all items except item B and item E.
Offer a substitute motion to adopt the committee's recommendation.
We have a substitute motion to adopt. I need a second on the substitute motion.
Second.
We have a second to the substitute motion to adopt the committee's recommendations,
Which
which
is to
would
move
be
all of the
all.
projects forward together.
Do I hear any discussion or questions on the substitute motion? Hearing none, we'll call for
So
a vote. Y'all are stretching my Robert Rules of Order
Yeah.
knowledge here.
One question, so we're actually gonna vote to move all of the
Projects.
That's
together.
what this motion is. If this motion fails, that's a substitute motion. It goes back to Robin's original motion, which is to pull out items B and E and approve, table the rest of them for 2 weeks.
I make a motion to dismiss all
We already
motions
have
and
a
vote
substitute,
on
we
the.
already have a substitute motion.
The motion is to
We gotta
adopt the
vote on
committee's
this.
We
recommendation. That's what
gotta vote on
we're
substitute
right now.
motion first before we can move
Do
into
what we
another.
agreed to do.
May I ask a question before we go forward?
Please.
Mr. McNeil, if this moves forward, my concern earlier today was that if all these projects move forward, and I just want you to answer this question in front of the board, God, everybody here. If this moves forward, we get to the retreat next week, which by the way is open to the public, and some of these things we decide to pull out. How do we come back? Maybe this is the president question, and adjust these minutes. Do we come back and how do we get
Vote on
these
them
items too?
Tuesday. We'll add them to the agenda and vote on them.
Vote on the individual projects that we want to pause.
Okay, got it.
But we can do that, yeah, at any meeting, any.
My question's
So
answered.
you're
Thank you.
requesting that we.
And it's not
For
gonna.
clarity, all we're going to do is go up for RFQs, and we will be coming back to the board with here's who's recommended for architects. No architect will be hired without an additional vote on each project by the board.
And again, it would just be advertisement. Okay.
And we'll hold off on advertisements till following the retreat.
No,
No?
That's what I asked.
not if we move it forward. We
That's
go ahead with
okay.
advertisement.
There's no chance these advertisements are going out before the retreat. Today's Tuesday.
Retreats next
The
Wednesday.
retreat's Wednesday. There's a holiday on Tuesday, and we are still preparing information for the retreat for Wednesday. So there's no chance these RFQs will be advertised. The plan was to get them advertised mid-November. Hopefully to get them back. This is going to be a January or February thing before we will have RFQs back to bring to you for you to decide.
We're going in circles for a lot enough.
Okay, so this motion that Brett just made is to move them,
all.
approve all of them?
Move them all
To
forward. by the way, said we
move
were
all
gonna
of
do
them
it
forward to
together.
design, which is exactly what the committee. So any other questions on that? Call for a vote. And like I said, if this fails, it goes back to the original motion, which is we approve or table everything except B and E.
Ms. Abrams?
No.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yeah.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
No.
Mr. Piazza?
No.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
No.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Motion fails.
Motion fails, goes back to the original motion that already has a second, that we table all items except B and E. B and E would be approved. All other items would be tabled for 2 weeks. Any discussion on
The
that?
discussion on that, just so that the public understands that if you go forward with this, what you're going forward with are projects that involve new gymnasiums and pausing the ones that are designed to get rid of portable buildings at our campuses. The ones that were designed to get rid of portable buildings are a commitment to what we agreed to do to close the desegregation case. The gym projects are not part of what we agreed to do to close the desegregation case.
Completely understand that, but we're talking about 2 weeks, so.
Well, I just don't understand
We've debated it enough.
Yeah.
Any other questions, any other comments?
I do have a comment,
Okay.
and I do agree with that. But number one, Independence is going to have 6 classrooms attached to their gymnasium, and there are portables there. I don't want people to think I'm just spending money willy nilly up here. But Independence has classrooms attached to it. Furthermore, there's an addition at Perrin on this list, and talk amongst the community is that Perrin was built in 1952 and Tucker was built in 1955, and they're both aging and elderly buildings that we may need to join those 2 schools together and build a bigger facility that houses both of those schools. So that being said, it's only a 2-week delay, number one, and number two, we don't know if any of these classroom additions currently make sense as to where they're going. However, we do know that Independence is in desperate need of a gymnasium. They got 8 teams sharing 1 gym, and Sumner Middle School does not have one at all. And they have teams that need a gym to play their games.
And I'd like to say one more thing, Mr. Tom. Getting back to what Mr. Polito said, we built a college and career facility at Independence Middle School. I want the public to know this. The taxpayers of Independence passed a millage to pay for that school. When we came and decided to do phase 1 and phase 2, what we voted on was to pay off our millage, which was only about $200 and some thousand. Also for Sumner, we paid off their millage. But that's a drop in the bucket to what the taxpayers in Independence and Sumner paid to build those two schools. So I just want people to know Independence got nothing but moving their 7th and 8th graders to a high school, and they only have 1 gym that was built in the 50s. They are now housing 4 basketball teams, 4 volleyball teams, and also having to do their PE classes in there and getting people in and out. So this is not something that is a want for Independence community. This is a need. And I've been trying to push this for 8 years. And I would appreciate the votes here on this board to make it happen.
Point of clarification, the motion does not include the classrooms for Independence High School. If you want them to go forward, you need to change this motion to include that agenda item. The only ones that y'all are moving to move forward is the gym project at Independence and the gym project at Sumner, not the classroom addition.
Okay, we're just going to move forward like this, Mr. Tom.
Okay.
Call for a question.
So, point of clarification, a yes vote will allow B and E to proceed, and the rest of them are
B and E will proceed toward the RFQ, toward the design. The first steps of getting the design started.
Which is just
Some
advertisement.
will be tabled for 2 weeks.
One more quick
All right.
point. We discussed at the last meeting combining B and O and putting the classrooms as part of the gymnasium.
We did.
We did discuss that as part of the justification for pausing them all until we had a more strategic vision to move forward on all of them, but that's not what this motion
Now,
does.
this motion is for B and E. All right, call for a question, Mr. Mann.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
No.
Mr. Duncan?
No.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
No.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We'll move on to awards and recognitions. Let's get into some Montessori training.
Good evening to our school board members.
Good evening. You want to talk about buildings?
No, not right now. Thank you for having us here tonight for this specific cause to recognize and honor our Montessorians. In an effort to revitalize our Montessori programs in Tangipahoa Parish, we have started an array of endeavors. One of the most essential of those endeavors is our Montessori training from training centers that are accredited by MACT, that's the Montessori Accreditation Council for Teacher Education. This is an organization that is dedicated to improving academic degree and certificate programs for Montessori educators. They hold training programs to the highest standards. We began our Montessori revitalization efforts with this small group of Montessori teachers, dedicated teachers, who completed the early childhood Montessori program last school year through the Montessori Teachers College of Sacramento, a MACT accredited program. Our teachers worked extremely hard all year in this rigorous program to learn how to best implement Montessori practices for the best possible outcomes for our students. I am proud to announce that they completed all of the components, not just the courses and the coursework, but the practicum too. They did this because they truly believe that the child is both a hope and a promise for mankind, as eloquently stated by Dr. Maria Montessori. Throughout the year, they turned to each other for support and encouragement. My next slide shows some sunflowers. They did as sunflowers do. When the sun goes out, when they're covered by clouds, sunflowers turn to each other for energy. And these teachers turn to each other for encouragement and support. I am proud to present and acknowledge and honor these Montessorians tonight. This was a very difficult task. And I'm going to ask Ms. Kay Saragusa, our district Montessori resource and training teacher, to come and help me present these. Now, when I present these certificates that they've earned, I want to point out that there is a letter to each of them congratulating them for their achievement from the International Montessori Council. They have their Montessori Teacher College Sacramento transcripts. So they have transcripts that if they would like to pursue a master's education from Montessori, they can apply for a university and submit their transcripts to go toward their degree. They have a International Montessori Council certificate for early childhood, and then in the end, they have their certificate, and it has the accreditation seal from MACT. That's the big reward. So let's get busy. Now the next slide I have shows, you guys look at this very carefully because I was able to witness their last checklist, almost like exams, through the Montessori College. The Montessori College of Sacramento came to Hammond and to Roseland, and they watched these ladies work, and they looked at their works. They went through an extremely high level, very rigorous examination of works that they created, okay? And this is Miss Ray Birch when she was presenting her materials. And then the next one, we have Miss Jasmine Coudrain presenting her materials here. And then we have Miss Shamira Jefferson, who was presenting her materials. And if you notice, I mean, it was just an array of all sorts of materials that they created. And I believe, Miss Kay, what was that for?
That was their year-long project.
It was their year-long project, but
there's a topic, and then through the topic they had to find language artwork, math work, practical life work, embroidery work, everything that they had learned about through their life.
perfect. Okay, this is why I wanted to show you because I was just amazed. They even did art. Here we have Ariel Sims. Not only is she demonstrating her works, but also another work that I believe that every office in every school should have, which is a piece work where children or I believe families could go to this peace corner and calm themselves, you know. And then next we have Miss Savita Collier with her works. Now, I stopped taking pictures because I was very, very like enthralled with as many mushrooms. Like she's having the students study mushrooms found throughout the world. And it was incredibly awesome. We have Miss Shelby Doro with her works. And you can see how Miss Shelby has her works also organized with her boxes and everything that she has. Going on, last but not least, we have Miss Sheila Howells. She has works because she's been at this for a very long time, but she's just achieved her MACT accreditation. So I'm very, very proud and happy for her. So now we're going to start first with Miss Ray. And then we have Miss Jasmine Kudrain. And then we have Miss Shamira Jefferson. And Miss Ariel Sims. Miss Savita Collier. Miss Shelby Duro. And then last but not least, Miss Sheila Howells.
Let's do 2 rows. Will the taller ones come back here? Come on.
I didn't know, whatever.
Thank y'all.
Amazing.
I want to recognize really quickly the support that these ladies had tonight here, the family and friends that came out here to meet to support them in this achievement. Please stand. It takes a village. Thank you.
She wants to talk. Yeah, she wants to talk.
She's got something to say, I believe.
She's got something to say. She was determined to say it. That's cute.
That's hard to top.
Yeah, it is.
All right, moving into superintendent's report. I'm going to ask if the superintendent be okay if we group items A through E
Please.
Anybody has any opposition to doing that, substantial completions?
We'll move to adopt the administration's recommendation as to agenda items 4A through 4E.
The motion, is there a second? A second. Any questions? Any questions regarding the substantial completions on any of these projects? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. Ms. Amanda?
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Toller? Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Ms. Superintendent?
I have no updates tonight.
I have no updates. All right. We'll move right. We have no public input as well. Moving right into board members' comments. We'll start on this end.
I'll start on this. Well, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge the Montessori teachers and congratulate them. And I'm always excited when I go to Roseland and see them, and I get just blown away of how they learn and the different methods that they use. So congratulations to our Montessori schools. Also today, we honored my Aunt Clara Fultz, who before the school board sent a plaque and designated a day with them on her 99th, and the City Hall of the Village of Tangipahoa did a monument for her. Well, today she made 100, and we were just so proud. So that's where I was all day today, honoring her. So we say again, happy birthday to Clara Fultz.
I want to thank everybody that came out last Friday night to Independence High School for the dedication of our football field to Coach Baglio. It was a very touching ceremony. Coach Ron was there. We call him Coach Ron because that's who he was back in the day. And he did the dedication, and the family was just elated that we did that for them. And I'm sure Coach Baggs will be looking down on the team. Needless to say, he must have really been looking down because we won 41-7 that night. So way to go, Tigers. And thank you all so much for all of the hard work and dedication that you do with the Montessori schools.
Hey, Mr. Westmoreland?
Good.
Good. I'm down here at the end. Ms. Rose?
Okay, thank you.
Good. Good. Mr. Moore?
I'm good.
Mr. Duncan? Mr.
I got a really quick one. Just a big giant thanks to Strader Ciatat. I know she had a little bit of help, but that Veterans Day program that she organized in Ponchatoula was an amazing turnout. Over 100 parade entries. She organized a flyover, several bands, lots of booths that we had at least one board member participate in that. So I just wanted to thank her and honor her for putting in all the work to make that a success. And I hope everybody enjoys their Veterans Day. And remember, as you're taking it off, what we're celebrating for that day. And I'm glad we'll have a day off of school so that people can enjoy that with their families. Thank you.
A couple things. And first of all, I want to say I do appreciate the heated debate earlier. I hope everybody leaves here feeling like they have their voices heard. I completely understand the politics behind some of the arguments and some of the debates. I'm not taking anything for granted on any of that. I am excited about our retreat next week. We have a packed agenda. We start at 12, go through till 5 if needed. And we are going to be tight on our time. So I encourage you. The administration's helping me. We're working on a lot of reports, a lot of spreadsheets that will show what's at each campus. Please take the time before Wednesday to familiarize yourself with these reports so that when we get into this area and we start going through these things, we're not spinning our wheels talking about history and talking about things that we can't change. For instance, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about money because we really can't control how much money we take in over the next 5 years. We can't control how much we put toward these projects. But first and foremost, we have to come up with a list of what we want to get done, and then based on that list, we're going to see how much we can get done depending on the money that Mr. McNeely says that we have available over the next how many every year. So I do appreciate y'all's debate earlier. I hope nobody feels like we took their feelings or thoughts for granted because we really are not. I really, like I told a few people today, it really almost a waste of time to debate it because 7-8 days is going to come really quick for the retreat, and then we'll be back in here the following Tuesday night. So there's not a lot of things that's going to happen in the meantime. Anyway, regardless. Second thing is this week, Sumner versus AB. Sumner's undefeated. It's going to be a heck of a game. If y'all would like to attend, I would love for y'all to come. It's going to be a good game right here in the heart of our parish. And then last thought on that, there has been an unfortunate move at some of our high school campuses to look like college campuses for our high school ball games. And although I am tickled to death to see spirit and community at our football games and at our pre-games and our tailgating, we have got to remember, and I know I've already talked to Ms. Stilley about this, we've got to get with our principals and law enforcement and everybody else that's going to have to help us. Our high school campuses are not college campuses. Our tailgating is going to look different than LSU, Southern, Tulane, or anybody else's tailgating. No alcohol, no tobacco, no vaping, no drugs, and no obscene music. And we're going to stick to that. And we have to make that across the parish at every school. We encourage tailgating, we encourage school spirit, but we have to set a standard on our campuses. And if that means we'll do what we have to do to make sure that we do that through the help of law enforcement, through the help of our administrators. We don't want to lose the right to tailgate, but we will do it right or we won't do it, if that makes any sense. All right, any last words, Ms. Dilley?
No.
Any alibis? Anything I forgot? Hearing none, meeting's adjourned.